This is a man who is bedridden, who is laid on the bed, who cannot run, who cannot walk. I want you to understand the faith that this man displayed. Maybe you've never seen this scripture in this light. I want God to open your eyes tonight. That is the kind of faith that moves God to action. That is the kind of faith that makes God to come to you and do something for you. This man cannot run. This man is bedridden. This man is on the bed. This man cannot walk. But for 38 years, this man remained there and was hopeful that one day he will get in there first. Amen. That one day I will be the first to get in there. Now, that was what kept that man for 38 years. Now, the man stood there. Nothing else moved God but faith. Jesus saw his faith of this man. A crippled man. A man that is laid on the bed. A man that they carry up and down. And yet nobody to carry him. Now listen to his story. Jesus came to him. He said, and when Jesus asked him, without will that he be made whole? This is what the man's response is. The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in the pool. But while I am coming, another stepped down before me. See the man's story. Yes, despite he had no help, he cannot run, he had no help. What was he doing there for 38 years? Hoping that one day he'll be the first to get into that water. Is your case as worse as this man's own? And yet the man exercised faith. Said, I have no one to put me there. But I'm here for 38 years. I am still, I will still sit here for more. Someday, somebody, he was talking to Jesus like, maybe Jesus wants to help him and carrying this man and go and throw him in there. That's what he was saying. The problem is not that I don't want to get killed. The problem is not that I don't have faith. I have been here for 38 years. Though I am crippled, though I am bedridden, though I cannot move myself, but I'm hopeful that someday some man will help me. I will be the first to get it. Now imagine the chance like that. Those that are healthy that can run and get in there are not even hopeful as he is. How much more him that some man carry you and then outrun those that are running by themselves and put you there. Do you see that this man was in a hopeless situation? But yet this man had hope. This man believed that someday he will be the first to get in there. And he waited there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 38 years, and he was still willing to wait for more. How long have you waited for God? How long have you waited for God that you threw in the towel on God? How long has that situation lingered that God is no longer good to you? How long has that situation stayed in your life that your faith is shaking up and down and that you almost want to fall out of faith and God is no longer faithful? How long have you waited? Is your situation as hopeless as this man's case? Do you have a more terrible situation than this man? Is there any hope from the human perspective, from the human understanding for this man in life to ever get into that pool and be healed? But look at what faith can do. Faith moves God to action. That resolute faith will bring down God for heaven. It doesn't matter what that situation is. That faith that you have that is unmovable will draw God's attention to your life. That is what will cause God to move. And Jesus saw the man's faith, and Jesus was moved. That's why Jesus sought him out. Being God, Jesus came to him. Your faith impresses me. Your faith has moved me to come to you. Your faith has moved me to come to your rescue. And Jesus asked him. Oh, Jesus said. Jesus didn't ask me any more further question. You see other people on many accounts of Jesus healing. He said, if thou will have faith, if thou will believe, woman, thy faith has made thee whole. Jesus didn't need to discuss the issue of faith with this man because this man's faith is solid rock. Jesus said, rise up, take up thy bed and walk. And immediately that took place. That man's faith of 38 years, that people would have ridiculed him and said, what are you still doing here, you this man? For 38 years? Who is going to, how are you going to get into this pool? Does it make sense what you're doing? But yet, though it did not make sense, though he was hopeless, the man was resolute. He didn't allow the circumstances to shake his faith. He didn't allow whatever he was going to move him at all. He said, someday I will be the first. But God came to him. And immediately the man was made whole and took up his bed and walked. And on that same day was the Sabbath day. They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be moved, but abide forever. They that put their trust in the Lord, they shall be like Mount Zion. A mountain cannot, from generation to generation, a mountain remain where it is. It cannot be moved. Mount Zion is still where it was 10,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. It's still there. It has not moved. It's still statutory there. That's what God is saying. That those that put their trust in God, you can't be moved from your position. Whether it's going to heaven, you need that faith. Your default position in life is to make heaven. And God said if you put your trust in Him that is able to get you there, you cannot be moved from that position. You will get to your place. Whether it's whatever you're trusting God for, like this man who expected God to hear him, he was not moved from his position in life. What God has destined for him in life, he wasn't moved from it. He got it. He was establishing it because he's faith. If you only can put your trust in God, that saying you're struggling with, that struggle you're struggling with in life, that's whatever it is you're going through, you know your situation. So God said, if only you can put your faith in me, if you can put your trust in me, if you can sell out completely to me, He said you cannot be moved from your position. No man can shake you from there. Not the devil, not anybody.